Hello guys. Sunday. The good news is that didn't sell me or give me any way to an orphanage today. The bad news is after what happened, he probably will. At about 10 this morning, Dad decided to get the car because he wanted to take me into the city. When I asked what for, he said it was a surprise. On the way into the city, we stopped for petrol. That had left the map and direction on the dashboard on of the car. So now I know we were going 12 beside straight. Well, I was pretty well. Well, I was pretty desperate so far the first time over to use my lead bike. I finished my call right before that came back to the car and we had into city. I just wish I had taken a better look at the map because when he pulled up the beside street, I realized it was the parking lot for the baseball stadium. But wait, then it was too late. It turned out Mom had bought us ticket to the baseball game for some special Father's Day bonding, and Dad was trying to keep it a surprise. But it took Dad a long time to explain all of that the cops after he cleared scene up with the police. That wasn't in the mood for a baseball game, so he just took me home. I felt kind of bad because the state mom got out wearing the straight row and it looked to me like they cost a fortune. Tuesday, I finally found out what that phone call was about the other day. Dad had been on the phone with Grandma and they were talking about the study note me. Mom and Dad had decided to give the dog the Grandma and Dad dropped Sweetie off on Sunday night. To be honest with you, I don't see anyone really gonna miss him around here. Mom and Dad haven't talked to each other since then, and I have been looking for an excuse to stay out of the house. I found a really good one yesterday. There was a commercial on TV for this store called The Came Out, which is the very I buy all video games. They're having a competition where you play at your local store, and if you win, you get to advance to the nation playoff, and the winner of that gets the million back. The competition at my local store is on Saturday. I'm sure there are gonna be a ton of people at that scene, so I'm gonna so super early to make sure I get a good place in line. I learned that trick from Rodrigue whenever he wants to get take to the concert, he comes out the night before. In fact, the way he met his lead singer Bill Rowley and his dad go campaign all of them. So I knew he had a 10. I called Rowley and told him about the video game contents and how I could win a million back. But really, but Rowley was actually nervous on the phone. I think he was still worried that I had electrical superpower or something, and the only way to get him to calm down was the promise I won't ask them on him. Even after we were past that, really didn't seem comfortable with the compound idea. He sighed him up, and that mounted him from seeing me for the rest of the summer. I pretty much figured that, but I had a plan to get around it. I told Raoul that I'd tell my parents I was going up to his house to spend the night, and he called his parents he was going to call him. Raoul still didn't seem sure, so I told him I'd bring him his very own box of gummy bear if he came along at that told him. Saturday. Last night we met at the top of the hill at 9. Rolly brought the camping equipment and the sleeping bag, and I brought the flashlight and some chocolate energy bar. I didn't have the gummy bear right at that moment, but I promised Rolly I'd buy him some first change I got. When he got to Game Hut, we were the only people there, and I couldn't believe it or luck. So we speech our den in front of the store before anywhere else could take our spot. I figure the best way to save our place in the line to sleep in the shift. I even offered to take the first shift and literally sleep because that's just the kind of person I am. After my shift was over, I woke Rolly up for his drown, but he fell back asleep in about 5 seconds, so I shook him awake and told him me need to stay all right. Rolly didn't even bother trying to defend himself. I decided it was up to me to make sure nobody got in front of us, so I stayed up all night. I was starting to have trouble keeping my eyes open around 9 in the morning, and I ate both of the energy bar I packed to keep myself going. I got chocolate all over my hand and the give. I decided it was up to me to make sure nobody got in front of us, so I stayed up all night. I was starting to have trouble keeping my eyes open around 9 in the morning, and I ate both of the energy bar I packed to keep myself going. I got chocolate all over my hand, and that gave me an idea. I opened the rain flap, then slipping my hand inside and made it crawl like this spider. I thought it would be funny to make Rolly think it was the moody hand. I didn't hear any noise coming from inside the tent, so I thought Rolly was still sleeping, but before I had a chance to open the flap and check, my hand got crushed to smithereens. I pulled my head out of the tent and my thumb was already starting to turn purple. I was really ticked off and Rolly, not because he smashed my hand with his mouth, but because he saw that it could stop the moody hand. Any fool now you have to either use fire or acid to stop a moody hand. All the melt's gonna do is make its energy. I was about to give Rolly a piece of mine, but right then the guy from the Game Hut came and opened the front door. I tried to ignore the throw pain in my thumb and focus on the reason we came here. We came here. We came here. We were at the tent in front of the store, so I thought we were there to compete in the video game content, but didn't even know what I was talking about. So I had to show him the poster from the window to get him up to speed. The color side the story wasn't really set up for a video game tournament, but since there were only two of us, maybe we couldn't just play each other in the back room. I was a little irritated at first, but then I realized the needed to do to win this tournament was to beat Rolly. So the color set up to play this match in Twist Wizard. I almost felt sorry for Rolly because I'm pretty much an expert in that game. But when we started to play, I realized my son was a smith. I couldn't press the button on the control. So I had to show him the poster from the window to get him up to speed. The color said the story wasn't really set up for the video game tournament, but since there were only two of us, maybe we could just play each other in the back room. I was a little irritated at first, but then I realized that all they need to do to win his tournament was to beat Rowley, so the color set us up to play this match into his wizard. I almost felt sorry for Rowley because I'm pretty much an expert at that game, but when we start to play I realized me some and messed up. I could press the button on the controller. All I could do was run around in circle while Rowley shot me over and over. Rowley ended up beating me 15. The Carroll told Rowley he won the competition and had the choice. He could either fill out the paperwork to go to the nation tournament or he could get the giant box of chocolate covered rice. I'll bet you can guess which one Rowley picked. Sunday. I should have just stuck with my original plan and stayed inside his summer because all my trouble started the minute I stepped out of the house. I wanted seen Raul signs. He stole that video game competition from me, and that wasn't spoke to me sign. I almost got him arrested. But I since things started to turn around for me and Dad today. You remember that article about Hello Kitty was being passed on from the father to his son. Well, the son first come out in the paper today, and it looked like the new lawyer is gonna be even worse than the original. I showed that and the garage with me. That's when I realized things are gonna be okay between the two of us. Me and Dad might not agree on everything, but at least we agree on important stuff. I guess some people would say that hating the comic is the Perry family's foundation on the relationship, but the truth in the mid at head lost of the something. Me and it might have enough those close Featherstone relationship, but the thing with me, I've learned that there is such a thing as too close. I realized summer break was pretty much over when Mom finished up with her photo album today. I flipped through it, and to be honest with you, I don't think it was a very accurate record for our summer. But I guess the person who takes the picture is the one who gets to tell the story. Finish book. Come a letter book.